Hello, welcome to a new kind of video. We're looking at a book. Do you know what a book is? It's a thing that exists. It's physical. It's got pages and pictures. Well, some books don't have pictures, but this one does, so it's fine. This is the Final Fantasy Ultimania Archive. This particular volume, 2, has stuff from 7, 8, and 9. 9 is our focus today because that's the playthrough that we're doing on the channel. Final Fantasy IX, a Final Fantasy that went back to the franchise's roots. This title revisits the medieval fantasy setting and the emphasis on crystals that originated during the early days of the series. I mean, there's one crystal. I guess you could say that. I think there's kind of more in the story in like various forms, but in terms of like what we expect to see with the crystals, there's just really one big crystal. It's right here in the logo. But we'll get back to that once we get actually at that point in the game. It won't be for a while, I don't think. During the hero's journey to stop a devastating war, rediscover the wonders of everyday life. I don't know why anyone would want to go to everyday life. While the game is a throwback in some ways, it also features innovations, including the active time event 8 system. And we haven't seen that yet in our playthrough, but at certain points in the story, it's basically framed as, you get those scenes. It's like, meanwhile, over here, it's kind of like that, but they frame it in a way that you're participating in those scenes. It's a bit odd. I don't know if it's actually that innovative, but there you go. These are the various releases of Final Fantasy IX at the point of the publishing of this book, which is, that's some Final Fantasy VII stuff. When was this published? I got this quite a few years ago. Even if we lose, it doesn't matter. Well, that's good attitude. All right, so when was this published? Titles within each game's data pages. Named Square prior to March 3rd. That's fine. That doesn't say when this was published, does it? And these details would have come from the original Ultimania of Final Fantasy IX, I assume. Is there anything maybe on the back cover? Oh, here we go. Some salient points. First edition, December 2018. This is the first edition of this. Well done, me. I wonder if they made any more editions. I don't know. But let's take a look at this. So the original PlayStation release here for Final Fantasy IX, Japanese launch date July 7th, 2000, and the NA launch date was November 13th, 2000. So we're in the 25th anniversary year, as we know, of Final Fantasy IX, and the North American launch date was just a few days ago as of this recording. What else we have? We have the Ultimate Hits release, which was July 20th, 2006. So 6 years after the original. It looks like this might have been a Japanese only release. This was well after the PS2 release as well, and almost into the PS3. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, speaking of PS3, here we go. PS3, PSP, or the portable, and Vita release, PS1 Classics. So this was released May 20th, 2010, available on the Vita from August 28th, 2012. And then finally, this limited edition. This was never released in North America, this Final Fantasy 25th Anniversary Ultimate Box. You could, it basically had all of the games up till that point, but it was a Japanese only release on December 18th, 2012. E-Store Limited Edition. There were rumors many years ago that there was going to be a collection similar to this release in North America that would have had all of the games up to that point, which would have, I think, included up to 15. I think the rumor was. I think it was around the 30th anniversary. But that, of course, never came to fruition. But the Pixel remasters came out for the first 6 games, which was kind of half of what that rumor was. But rumors, you can never trust them. This book is very, very interesting. There's a lot of really fun art. So we have Zidane and Dagger here. I was always wondering, where's Dagger? There she is. with blonde hair, which is interesting. This art is always a little bit different than what is actually in the game. If you're familiar with the art of Final Fantasy, um, fighting demons, we have Alexander, which is a major plot element of the game. Usually it's a summon. Well, it is a summon, I think, in this game as well, but a more plot integral summon, an Eidolon. A summary of the story here. Um, and what I like about these Ultimania guides is this character map that they present for all of the games. It's just really interesting to see how they group them, the relationships between all of the characters. So far in our playthrough, we've really only met Zidane, who is part of where the Tantalus group over here. So it says that Zidane looks up to Baku as a father figure, which is interesting. Marcus idolizes Blank as a brother. Was that really was that shown? I guess it's not shown yet. Maybe we'll see a bit more later. And we have some other members of the crew here. We've met also Garnet, although briefly in the playthrough. We'll see her obviously more. Here's Steiner, that we've met briefly with Beatrix. Vivi's down here. We've briefly met him as well. I mean, we've only had one episode as of the recording of this. And then more characters that we will see in due course. So that's fun. Oh, we've seen the court mages, Zorn and Thorn, and obviously Queen Brane of the Alexandria royal family. So that's fun. I'm going to take a look at, I think, Zidane and Vivi in terms of characters, and that'll be this video. This is mostly to see if this is a good thing. Is this interesting? Is this fun? I don't know. Is this even going to look well? The lighting is probably all off. We'll find out once we get into it. So let's take a look at Zidane. This is the way that you write his name in the original Japanese. Jitan. Full name Zidane Tribal, the thief with a frivolous exterior, searching for his place to call home. Personal data. Well, this is a spoiler. His race is genome. Woohoo! What does that mean? Maybe it has to do with his tail. We'll find out. Gender male, age 16, birthday birthday is September 1783. Just simply a month. That's the birthday. Dominant hand right. A member of Tantalus, a group of thieves and traveling performers based in Lindblum. Zidane's lustful side is balanced by his decisiveness and his sense of justice. That's an interesting way of phrasing that. Lacking any known relatives, he has searched for his birthplace since his earliest years. Zidane is drawn to Garnet, aka Dagger. Well, we'll find out a bit more about that as we continue to play. Whom he kidnapped during a mission. Oh, spoilers there. I guess we know that's the mission that they're on anyway. While traveling with the princess, he gets caught up in a conflict that encompasses the entire world of Gaia. Zidane eventually learns, well, that's a spoiler. Let's not talk about that for too much. We have some memorable quotes, which we'll get into once we get into those areas of the game. And here's a picture of him. There he is. Zidane in profile, witnessing... Oh, that's more spoilers. Whoa, let's turn the page. Some more artwork here. This is the original CGI model, and some sort of preliminary drawn art, I suppose. What does it say here? Being both a thief and a stage performer, Zidane wears clothes that are lightweight and jovial, and also would present a lot of problems getting stuck in things. This stylish design places a ribbon above his lace lapel and adds even more lace on his cuffs. Zidane's long monkey-like tail is a characteristic of the genome race. Ooh. Here is a picture of his trance mode, which we haven't seen in the playthrough yet, but consider sort of like as a limit break type of deal. And he's nude, with, carefully placed body hair. The FFX power, or FF, 9 power, IX, power-up state trance gives each character a red-white sparkle effect and changes their attire. This change is different for each character, with Zidane shedding his clothes to expose his hairy genome body. It actually says that. That's kind of funny. Ooh, what's this now? Oh, for the ending. Ooh, more spoilers. Let's move swiftly on. Some expressions, different sketches. Characters in FF9 have realistic emotional expressions, albeit slightly deformed. Um, yeah, it goes back to a bit of a more cartoony style, especially compared to Final Fantasy 8 and even 7 before it. Some more memorable scenes, which we will get to in due course. And of course, we have to talk about Vivi if we're talking about Final Fantasy IX, the pure and innocent black mage boy searching for the meaning of life. Bibi. Vivi Ornitier is his full name. For some reason, he has a French last name, or a French looking last name, I should say. A timid and nervous boy with a kind heart. While small in stature, Vivi commands many powerful black magic spells. When he sneaks off to watch a play in Alexandria, he gets caught up in the plot to kidnap Princess Garnet and finds himself setting out on a journey with Zidane and his friends. His true identity, oh, more spoilers. Let's not talk about that anymore. Let's skip on to the personal data. Race, black mage child. Gender, male. I mean, we suppose that's the gender that he's chosen for himself. Age, 9 in appearance. Ooh. Birthday, July 1799. Again, no specific date. Dominant and right. Some memorable quotes over here. Yeah, we'll get into Vivi's whole story as we proceed in the game. It's not all that happy. Quite some sad moments. This is his trance form, which is cool, which actually goes against what it said for Zidane. This is not red and white. It's kind of like a sort of a greeny, yellowish hue. The most prominent change in Vivi's trance appearance is how his typically floppy hat stands straight up. I mean, take from that what you will. The hem of his robe extends past his knees, and ornate decorations can be seen on his chest, hem, and the front of his hat. Right there. Some sketches here. We get a sense of the difference of heights between Zidane and Vivi here. I really like this image. It's very cute. Some memorable scenes, which we will get to, obviously. Anything else? Okay, so then we get into some more characters, but that might be for another video. Do let me know if this is something you'd like to see more of. I have so many other old players guides, Nintendo Power guides that might be fun to just go through. And if this is a fun format, do let me know and we'll do more of them. But we'll end it for now. And do join me for more Final Fantasy IX in the future.